Those of you who haven't met me yet, my name is Katie Broadhurst. I am the owner, founder, lead guide here at Peak Flow OBM. And with a team of 3, we're totally a team of 4, so me and 3, obviously. We make up Peak Flow OBM, and we are officially coming into our first entire year of Facebook Lives. Oh my God. I can't believe that it's already been 12 months since we started doing these weekly Workshop Wednesday sessions. We have, a couple, we're probably not quite 100 hours of video yet, but we're getting up there with our video content. So it's become very robust, and there is so much good info here in the Facebook group. So this is an entire library of tips and tricks on how to streamline your business, how to specifically use tools in your business, whether you're an adventure business, a gear business, a travel business, or an adventure travel business who also does something with gear. We have you pretty covered. So lots of good stuff here. So in lieu, I guess, of the last few weeks of content, we've been talking about getting organized. We've been talking about important systems and processes to have in your business. So that's been pretty I'm going to use Zeb's reference here, like 30,000 feet, right? It's been up high, kind of looking at the whole landscape. And sometimes that can feel challenging to get yourself out of the weeds of your business, to step back and have a look. And so this week, I just want to talk about 3 core SOPs in your business. So we're going to be talking about those essential SOPs. And I'm going to show you 3 examples that I think would be really great pieces. And then we are going to chat about them. And so what we're going to do is zoom in from 30,000 feet back down to kind of getting in the weeds. And I'm hoping that by looking at some of these SOPs, it's feeling a little bit more concrete about what it kind of takes to think about your systems, and then how to actually set them up in a real world, practical kind of way. All right. And if some of this is still feeling a bit too theory-ish, please let me know. I do want all of our content to be very helpful, very informative, and to ideally have you kind of hit the ground running. Okay. So without further ado, I'm going to screen share, and we are going to talk about SOPs. Oops. That's right. We've made a wrong click. I got to try it again. Okay, here we go. SOP numero uno that I would consider an essential SOP in your business is how to send email broadcasts from your email marketing system. This is something that a lot of business owners, clients that we work for, and people that we talk to, they often don't give enough emphasis to email marketing. There's a whole nother video all about that. So today I just thought I would try to provide that next piece, right? Which is create an SOP on how you're going to do at least 1 email a month. If you're able to do more than that, great. Please do try to do more than 1 a month. Ideally, probably aim for 1 a week would be a great goal. And once you feel easy and it's consistent to do 1 a week, then you can start to segment your emails and do more focused broadcasts using the tagging mechanism that we talked about in that previous video. So why do you need to have an SOP? So you can do it the same way every single time. So you can save yourself time, okay? So you can delegate the task, all right? And so you can train somebody how to do this task as well. So SOP stands for Standard Operating Procedure, okay? It's just a nice tight little acronym that helps us quickly communicate that this is a how-to document, basically, okay? So my templates are all defining the task at the top, defining the team person who's responsible. So guys, this is literally the SOP that Charlotte is following to send you guys the emails you get from our team, okay? Right, we give a timeline, right? When is it completed and how long should it take to get done, all right? Here are all the tools and things that she needs in order to be able to create the content for our emails. And here's sort of some of the details around that. So, right, we send, we were aiming to do 2 a week, but we're kind of down to 1 a week, mostly because I can't review them fast enough. So I am also still my own bottleneck in a few of these little pieces, okay? So it's definitely an evolving system. And then here are the different, steps. So what we do is she creates this stuff, then we go through and we talk about some of the other pieces that we're kind of working on, the steps she has to take to actually create the email. So super straightforward to send the test email, what to check for, okay? And then we schedule the broadcast and how that all kind of works. So that is the quick and dirty sending email broadcasts. And to me, that is an essential SOP in your business, because this is known to be one of the best tactics to take leads and convert them into sales, okay? You're talking directly to your clients when you're sending emails. Whereas when you get on social media, you're just standing there with a big microphone trying to catch anybody's attention who happens to be passing by, okay? But in this case, you're actually like putting mail in their mailbox where they're gonna like sift through and look at it, right? And consider whether or not they wanna open it and learn more. So very, very important from our perspective. Our SOP number 2 is team onboarding. So the second you are ready to go from being the rock star employee in your business and you are ready to bring on anybody to help you. And notice I use team. I didn't use employee and I didn't use freelancer. Okay. I'm just using team. Anybody who comes into your business and is going to be doing work for you should be going through this process. Okay. You hire people to work inside your business. You do not go and work inside 16 subcontractors' businesses, okay? That is something that I have noticed with a few of my clients, and it's very chaos causing for you, and it's not scalable. So if you want to freelance, you need to train everybody to come into your business and do it your way, okay? So this is a quick draft of what a team onboarding process could look like. And it's handled by a manager, the owner, or a long-standing team member could also facilitate this, okay? So you'd need an agreement, whether that's an employee agreement or an independent contractor agreement, doesn't matter. People should sign something when they come to work for you, or like you sign something of theirs, right? Which might be a service agreement or something. So you have it officially in writing. You should be sharing any employee handbooks or operations manuals or branding language around your mission, vision, like purpose documents about your business. Why are you doing this thing? And why should this person be helping you on this mission, right? You want to make sure they get access to a new email, maybe, right? So the person who's doing this, you, needs access to the Google Workspace admin, Microsoft Teams admin to add the new team member, okay? You need access to the admin for the project management tools, so you can invite them into your Asana, your Trello, your ClickUp, whatever it is, okay? You want to add them and have them create an account in LastPass so you can share your passwords securely, okay? We cannot stress this one enough. It is a little bit of a setup hurdle sometimes because you've forgotten passwords. You have to learn the new software. Okay, so it is a little time intensive, but once it's all in place, it is actually a time saver. And it's not only a time saver, but it's more secure because you can use a wider variety of passwords, guys. And you need to stop recycling terrible passwords, okay? Your dog's name, ***23, right? Like, it's time to level up your security in your business. And you can only really do that well by having a functional tool that's going to support that process, okay? And this could save you hundreds of thousands of dollars in data breaches or lawsuits if there is some kind of hack to your cloud systems, okay? It could also save you money if you have a different system that gets hacked, a PayPal, a bank account, something like that, and we don't want that for you. So please, please sign up for LastPass, learn it, get training, right? Just take that step. Google Drive, your file system, you're going to need to share with this new person as well. And you're going to need to check your permissions to make sure that they can only see the things they need to see. They don't need to be seen, maybe business financials, maybe ever or right away. They don't need to be seen other team members, contracts, agreements, pay rates, things like that. So just make sure that your permissions are all sorted. So then this is just some technicalities, right? So if you are you're hiring guides, okay, you might want to keep copies of certifications in their folder, okay? You might want to have them sign off that they have read maybe the employee handbook or the team handbook so that they understand, your harassment policies or how to take vacation time and book that in, things like that. All right, and then the technique is the sort of step-by-step, right? So sign into Google Admin, create a new user, things like that, okay? You may need to add them to some workers' compensation. You might need to add them to your business insurance. You might need to add them to your payroll if you're doing official payroll. You may need to assign them gear if they're going to get a PFD for the season, or I know some kayak companies are like, here's your boat. It's going to be your guide boat, right? You need to review your company's COVID policies and practices and make sure that it's really, really clear to your team what you're expecting of them to facilitate for your clients, okay? And then you might have to also provide some training, right? So with new team onboarding, we like to say, a minimum of a 2-week kind of onboarding training process. That goes for office people who are coming in and helping emails, booking and reservations, logistics planning, things like that, as well as guides or field people. Maybe it's, store folks, right? Customer service. They need a chance to go over all that stuff. And you should be providing them with some hands-on or video time with you training to make sure that they are getting up to speed. They know exactly what to do. And we can speed that process up by having all of these SOPs ready to go for them. Okay. Awesome. And SOP number 3 that I think is super critical for all businesses is payment management. All right. So this is a payment management SOP from my OBM training. Actually, this was one of my projects I had to submit. So you're going to see different softwares and stuff in here. It is not based on a real business. Okay. Like a theoretical company. So, but still super applicable because we all do this inside of our businesses. And I think there's a lot of struggle inside businesses around this. How do we handle the payments? Okay. So let's talk through this. All right. You'll notice that this one is set up a little bit differently. Okay. This is because this is based on my OBM training SOPs that the framework that they provided, and I've modified to make my own version, which is the task first team timeline tech tools kind of one. So that's my kind of preferred layout because it's a little bit more clear. But it's all in word choice, isn't it? So in this case, the prerequisites come first. And so this is a good example of showing that you can lay out SOPs in a variety of ways. The point is that the how to do the thing, the step-by-step actions are outlined in sequential order. Okay, that's the core foundation of any SOP. It's basically just a how-to doc, AKA a recipe that you would use to cook up a great email, right? Or to make sure that your team comes in and they know what they're doing and they've risen properly. Okay, these are my terrible food puns. Apologies for that. Will is totally laughing at me over here. So prerequisites are just your tech tools or your resources, right? So the person who's managing payments in this case would have need access to Kajabi or the invoicing tool. So that might be Yuli in your case, that might be Wix invoices, that might be PayPal invoices. In our business, that is Keep invoices. The payment processor, because when you provide refunds, sometimes you can't always do it through the traditional interface, like inside a Resdi or a Yuli. Sometimes you actually have to go all the way back to Stripe or Square to officially process the refund, because that little intermediary third-party software, Resdi, Yuli, they don't actually store the credit card information, okay? So they can't process the refund, and you have to go all the way back to your Stripe, okay? Some of those tools can do that, which is just even better and time-saving for you, and less passwords you have to share, right? Your project management tool is helpful here, right? And then these are canned emails or templates that we like to use within our businesses. So the more templates you guys can create over time, the easier it's going to be for your team to reply on your behalf on how things kind of work in the business and provide consistent customer service. So the big core piece here, though, is your customer policies, your terms and conditions, and cancellation, refund policies, all that kind of stuff goes here, okay? So these are some policy things you want to identify. So we really want to be clear on, what are the expectations around deposits, balances, when are each due, or are things paid in full, what things are paid in full, what things take a deposit, stuff like that, right? If you are running recurring subscriptions, that's an important thing. We want to outline how the system is currently set up to work as well. So that's a key piece that I think people often forget to add to their SOPs is how is the system designed to work now, and so that the team can understand when they have to manually step in, okay? So this one says that Kajabi and Stripe are set up to send automated payment reminders, failed payment notices, and auto-cancel subscriptions if payments fail after 2 attempts, right? If there's no response from the customer after 7 days, then we do this thing, okay? And so it's this, we do this thing that basically activates this SOP coming into play in your business. And that's when your team needs to kind of be monitoring your CRM or your trip software, your Yuli, so that they can see, well, okay, the system has sent all the reminders out to this person and they still haven't made their payment for their invoice. So we need to pick up the phone and we need to call them now, right? So we can touch base. And then what do they do with that, right? So then we look at the quick breakdown, right, of the different sort of phases of payment, right? So taking payments, tracking missed payments. What do we do if there are failed payments? And we check this system payment statuses. So notice in here that this one doesn't actually deal with cancellations or refunds. My battery is getting really low. And that's because this was set up for like an online course thing and not a tour company, right? So this one obviously applies a little bit differently, but it outlines all the different steps and the resources, right, on how to handle each of those sort of scenarios. And so I'd really encourage you to create something similar to this, where you outline taking deposits, taking balance payments, taking payments in full, what to do if there's a cancellation by you, what to do if there's a cancellation by a customer, what to do if there is a refund that's required, how does that all work, and we're even the COVID stuff, okay? Because your terms and conditions are a little bit jargony sometimes, and we need something a little more straightforward so that when you run into these situations, you or your team has an easy way to determine if that customer is going to get a credit, are they going to get a refund, are they going to get a partial refund, but we keep the deposit and some cancellation fees. Like, how does that all work? And we need to define it a little bit more layman's terms than just in the booking terms and conditions. You can't go scrolling that thing every time you have to process a refund, okay? We need a step-by-step instructions on exactly where they go, how they make the decision, and how they process that customer's cancellation, because we need tight turnaround on people who are unhappy. They need to get their money back, or they need a solution now, okay? So this is a customer service SOP that I cannot stress enough being put in place in your business. Guys, if you have questions about SOPs, please drop them in the comments below. I'm talking really fast because my camera apparently is going to die on me, and that means you're going to lose my beautiful face on this stream, which I am terribly, terribly apologetic for. But I can't wait to be back next week. We are going to be kicking off, I think, February next week. So stay tuned for the post here in the Facebook group with our next topics coming up for the new month. And guys, I will say bye for now. Have a good rest of your day. Talk soon.